One, two, 1, 2. Testing 1, 2. Okay. Hi, everyone. Um, Hi to everyone tuning in. Whenever it is that you're tuning in, good evening. Hello, hello. I just want to make sure that the sound is right because, yeah. Um, I hope that you're well. Whenever it is that you're watching this, I hope that you're doing okay. I've had a really hectic week, lots of intense spiritual revelations, and I'm still processing it all. I had every intention to go live for the beginning of this week to just, check in and do a pre-reading for the week. So I actually have some notes that I've been sitting on for the whole week that I'll be sharing with you. Uh, yeah, as you can tell, I'm feeling a little bit. I'm honestly not feeling my best right now. Before going on this live, I actually reached out to somebody, and um, the someone that I've reached out to is very good at reading intentions before even I've clocked my own intentions. And so he was able to clock the true essence of the energy of why I do things, and he managed to bring to my attention that I'm projecting. So I'm in that state right now where I'm liable to project and just be weird. So sorry if any weirdness comes up in this reading, but yeah, it's not you, it's me. But on that note, that is a big theme for a lot of us this week, that um, energy will speak louder than anything. And I would actually really like. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, I really hope that the sound is cleared with this video. I don't know, I'll only be able to tell after. But anyway, I was saying as an extension of what it is that I opened this video with, uh, the energy has been insane in that there's no more hiding what is the truth. What's the truth is the truth. You can't sugarcoat it. You can't turn it into something else. I'm remembering tweeting about watching a video about a woman who spoke about how you can't keep secrets. Any experiences that you've had or any suppressed experiences that you've had that you don't want to come to terms with, that you maybe don't like verbalizing, that you've suppressed, they will show up. They always come out anyway. And that's a big theme. That's been a big theme for me this week. And I think that's going to be a big theme moving into this new earth that we're building. It's going to be very difficult to lie. It's going to be very difficult to suppress things, to keep things in, or to pretend. So, yeah, if you're someone who, on the real, if you're someone who gets off on, if you're someone who is, I don't know how else to put this, who is very good at manipulating people, you have to get that. You have to round it up. You have to pull it in, because that can't be the focus. That can't be your intention. People's intentions are going to be clear as day. It's going to get a lot clearer what someone is thinking about you. Not to say that you yourself are a gifted mind reader, which you may be, but it's more that people's intentions are going to be very clear. Nobody's going to be able to hide anything anymore. It's going to be, if it's not written on your face, it's going to come out in a tone. If it's not coming out in a tone, it's going to come within you. I think that actually ties into the fact that a lot of people's gifts are coming online. I think, it ties into my understanding that I think everybody's gifted in some way. And I think that the living experience is going to give us that opportunity to understand that Being gifted isn't just about the it isn't just about what we've been fed through the media, let's say. We're going to be very good at reading energies. We're all going to be able to read each other for filth, and it will do you a lot of help just coming to terms with yourself and being honest with who you are. So the notes that I have here are quantum leaps, energetic study as within, so without in real time. So um, I've been seeing a lot of people coming into their manifestations very quickly. That's going to be happening for a lot of us, especially for Gemini placements, air sign placements, Aquarius, Libra. But that's because of their specifically their ease with being able to remove themselves from their emotional worlds, to kind of detach a little bit from that and stay focused on the mind to reality interaction. So, water signs, we might have a little bit of trouble with that, honestly, because of how we have a backlog in the way that we process emotions. But it will be to our benefit in the long run because we are not the suppressors. We won't be suppressing any emotion. So, we'll be the ones who will be able to clock things very easily. Um, yeah, that's all I've got. And this is all speaking tropical astrology, but I do think that there's a beautiful flow in all the astrological systems within an individual. I think they blend pretty well. Um, and then the second point is people complaining about things but not taking the time to realize, even in the littlest of ways, how they perpetuate that onto other people. So that ties into that ties into the whole theme of what I'm saying, which is that energetics is going to become a lot more sensitive. You won't be able to hide secrets anymore. You're better off just being honest. Just be real. Stop trying to suppress emotions. Stop trying to keep secrets. Stop trying to be manipulative, and stop trying to have the upper advantage in your relationships. If you can be vulnerable and be vulnerable and honest as soon as possible. Do it as soon as possible, and just let it out. Let that energy transmute. Stop holding things in. Um, Stop putting off your cries, stop putting off tears, stop putting off emotional outbursts. If you feel in the moment like you need to emotionally outburst, have that outburst. Take the time and go somewhere and cry a little or release it in some way. But suppressing your emotions is possibly the worst. You can quote me, suppressing your emotions is possibly the worst thing you can do right now. It will be detrimental to your physical health. It's really bad news if you're someone who suppresses. Um, Yeah. And then the last note that I have that's worth mentioning is that we're playing a very, 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 very long game. A long, 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 long game. So we have to get into the patience of waiting for our I don't know, waiting for our dreams to come true. No, that's not the right word. We just have to be prepared for we have to surrender. And I've been saying it week after week after week. Um, and it seems to be becoming more and more urgent for us to figure out the best ways in which we can do that, to let go and let our stories play out. There may be a lot of things that happen that don't make sense to the logical mind, and you're going to try to make sense of it. And when you do, you're going to reach a dead end. And that dead end may be the thing that maybe depresses you or causes an emotional outburst or frustration. And that will be the thing that needs to come out to be transmuted. That's the actual work that we're doing. Our dreams are ours anyway. All of our successes and our achievements are ours anyway. The only thing that's standing between us and the things that we want are these things that are in the energy blockages that are in our energetic bodies that need to be processed and transmuted and let out so that we can be a very clear energetic match for what it is that we want. So, for lack of better word, for lack of the ability to describe it better, the things that are standing between us and the things that we want are a few cries, some thoughts. And I think this is also why it's important for us to be sober, so that we can get a clear frequency. So that we can get a clear frequency match between us and what we want, because all of this is just frequency. It's all just energetics and molecules and vibes. That's really all this is. We technically haven't ever needed to do work. We've never needed to do work. We've never needed to actually physically labor to get what we want. I've always believed that if we really wanted to, we could sit in the middle of a field and just have a clear picture and focus of what it is that we want, and what we want will come. I've always felt that. And that extends to what I'm describing here. That the reason that works is because this reality that we're living isn't what it seems. It's been operating on the molecular level this entire time. And that's been the win of the 1%. That's why they win. That's why they've been winning, because they get that. They understand that nothing about this reality has been about the physical, actual labor. It's always been about the inner work, the inner vibrations, the way that our bodies and our intentions and our energy and our thoughts and all of that, the way that reads to the universe in order for the universe to bring in what we want. So all of that, all of the things, all of the gunk that's standing in between us and what we want, that's being cleared now. But the problem is that there's so much gunk. And the gunk that we hold isn't just ours. As I've said in many, many readings, the gunk that we hold is not just ours. Hey, Pearl. Hey, Zinande. Hey, my loves. I'm so sorry about that. I'm so sorry. Yeah, we've also been having some really strange power issues, but yeah. Absolutely. Sorry, I'm finishing the message. You'll catch up. Absolutely. Hey, Ngaba. Hey, thank you for joining. Thank you. Yes. Projecting your reality. Yes. So life is really just it's just a play of projections. And because especially brown skinned people, because our projections have been so gunked up with just nonsense, absolute nonsense, like white supremacy and patriarchy and just complete lies, absolute lies. These things have been programmed into our blood as true. And like I've mentioned before, we have people in our bloodline who died believing this as a truth. That's the kind of thing that we're needing to transmute in this life. We're transmuting those truths. We're dealing with generations of work. I got a consultation this week and received information that received confirmation that I'm dealing with work that stems 3 generations back, where 3 generations ago, there are people in my bloodline whose lives were essentially sacrificed for this system that we are all sacrificing ourselves for right now. It's so sick. It's so sick. It's so twisted, this thing that we're in. And there are so many people who are sacrificing themselves for this system, and they don't even realize that they're doing it. So it's a lot. And I've also felt that it's just felt especially alive this week in terms of the spiritual work that we're doing, especially with this blockage that we have. I don't mean to be dramatic. I'm stating this as like a truth that I'm feeling within. This cloud that's blocking us from the sun, it's literally a blockage. It feels like a spiritual blockage. And I think that because of what's going on, the ground beneath is coming alive to help us. Basically, to say that we always have help. There's always assistance, and there's always work being done. And we don't have to do too much. I remember saying this in the last reading as well. We really don't have to do too much. The minute you feel like you're doing too much is the minute you need to take a step back and chill and maybe go take a nap or something. Try to relax. Really try to relax and let go and breathe, because the more that you try to tighten and hold onto things and get angry or frustrated or like, oh my god, why isn't anything going my way, that's when the dreams uh, push further away from you, and that's when the devil is tightening its grip onto you. It's there, sorry, I don't know, but that's when the yeah, I don't know, that's when we're moving further and further away. The point is to connect to the point is to connect to our true frequency, so that that true frequency can be the thing that does the work, not anything else, not even your physical labor. It's the true frequency within that needs to do the work for us. Mm. Mm. Yeah, that's all I've got right now. That's all I've got. So I'm going to pull cards and see what comes up. Um, to freely flow from our hearts into the universe. Exactly. Exactly. Thank you. To freely flow from our hearts. Our hearts are the ones that are doing the actual work. Our hearts have always been the one that's been doing the work. All of this has been happening from our heart center. And that's why they were able to win, because they were able to block our heart centers and control it and just do what they want with it, I guess. And that's why the things like emotional harvesting are real. That's why it's important, although it can be dangerous being uninformed and misinformed, but that's why it's important to kind of tap out of the news a little, to take a break and stop with taking in the outside world and just tune in. Exactly. Thank you, Zananda. Yes. We're being called to rest and absorb the frequency from within, because within is what's doing the work. And bearing in mind as well, it's really important to remember that within isn't just some individual frequency of your own. Sorry, I know I described it earlier as an individual frequency. It's not just you. It's not just you. It's it's the concept of how when you are in your mother's womb, the concept of how you are in your mother's womb when she is in her mother's womb. Like, we're not just here by ourselves. The frequency that we hold and that we're trying to tune into, this truth is not just our truth. It's our ancestors' truth. And their ancestors and their ancestors and all of the ancestors banding together and getting justice for all of the nonsense. Because it's been thousands and thousands of years of nonsense. It's been thousands and thousands and thousands of years. Guys, we're working with thousands and thousands and thousands of years of rubbish. Give yourself a break. Please give yourself a break. I keep getting, every time I come on these readings, that if you're feeling, or if you're getting the sense that you need to resign from your job, please resign. Please take a break. Please don't worry about money. Please don't put money before your need for rest or before your need to tune in. Please trust in the universe's ability to take care of you, and remembering that it's not just the universe, it's your ancestors. Please trust that they are doing, that they can take care of you. They can show up for you. They can give you money. They can just it might sound ridiculous to our logical mind, because there's no understanding how this can materialize into our reality, but you can't just get given a lump sum of money, just a random lump sum, the exact amount that you need for whatever. You deserve that break. Like, yo, please listen to your exhaustion. Please listen to what your heart says, especially right now. If your heart's telling you to quit, please quit. Please take a break. If your heart's telling you to take a break. Yes. Yes, exactly. Heavy and burdensome for no reason. We may find ourselves in waves of really deep depression, but the kind of depression that may drive you to have suicidal ideations. Know that It's not just a thought that you're a whole. It's not just you. It's not just you. Um, and please be on the lookout. I've actually signed up for. Oh no, sorry. I got a quick idea of this post. I'll share it via Instagram at some point. There's a psychologist that's offering uh mindful meetups specifically for healers who have suicidal ideations. Um, excuse me. And there are actually a lot of people in the community who are offering these mindful get-togethers. Maybe not on suicidal ideations, but they are like getting together. There's a lot of that happening. Please be on the lookout for that. I'll post about it. But yeah, we're all tapped in. We're all on this frequency right now of feeling extremely exhausted and feeling like there's no one to take care of us, and that we have to like be strong, which yeah, that idea. But we have to be strong and like almost suppress ourselves or suppress the deep heaviness that we're feeling and put it away and just save it for later or whatever. And that's why I'm saying that is the last thing you should be doing right now. Please don't ignore your feelings. Please don't ignore your feelings. And thank you to everyone who's tuned into the discussion. I'm so happy to find that we're all like, yeah, we're all feeling the same. We're all tuning into the same ideas. It can be very easy to feel hopeless during these times. And I hope that, yeah, if you're feeling hopeless, then yeah, then if you're feeling hopeless, then it's actually a literal lack of hope. But this is why it was difficult for me to tune in for the reading in the beginning of the week, because I really was feeling too hopeless to share energy. And I didn't want to come to these readings with the hopelessness. So, okay, I hope that, yeah, the cards that are showing underneath the deck are very hopeful and very much there to remind us that we are doing the work. Okay. The Eight of Swords fell out. Um, yeah, this, I mean, before reading, I feel like this has fallen out in previous readings. But just looking at the card, it gives this tone of like self-victimization and like we are, like we're creating problems. But I don't want to invalidate the way that we're feeling. The cloud is there, so I wonder what the universe is trying to tell us. But it also means a different thing in this deck, in the intuitive tarot deck. I know it means a different thing. So, yeah. Okay. The interpretation says time to let go of ingrained patterns that have become limiting and counterproductive, choosing to see an impossible situation more positively, letting go of relationships that bind. Which is, again, this is so difficult to this the universe is inviting us to just to let go, but again, it's so difficult to do in these times. It's really difficult to do when you're feeling the thing. And this feels a lot like the cards that I pulled last week. So okay. Right. I've been receiving these two cards almost every day for the past few days. The Devil and Judgment. And I think that, I mean, this goes without saying that this is the energy that we're dealing with. And how scary is the devil in this card? It's very like intense. especially the genital area. Like it's so it's very grimy. Yes, the sober era. Oh my gosh, how's everyone's sobriety going? Wow. um yeah, it's been pretty interesting for me because I can feel I feel the cravings, but I can see the cravings as something that is matched with the things that I'm trying to let go of, the old habits and things that the ingrained habits that need to be let go of. I can match that habit that I'm trying to let go of with the fact that it was just something that I did, out of fear for healing. Someone once told me that if you're somebody who is a smoker, it's very much a signal that you just need to be breathing more. So you need to you just need to be taking deeper breaths. That's actually what your body needs. Um, so these two cards paired together, I mean, I think everybody in the room understands what it is that we're facing right now and what it is that we're clearing out. But for the sake of driving the message home, I'm going to read the interpretation of each of these, starting with the devil. Um, and I really appreciate the way the devil was drawn in this deck, and the androgynous, the androgynicity of it, the non-binariness, the the wholeness of it, how all genders are included, that kind of thing. Um, yeah, I don't want to fluff too much because I really do think that everyone in this room understands the vibe. So I'm going to read the interpretation. Skewed attitudes and perceptions, expediency, lack of integrity, justification and denial, major shadow issues, perversion, greed, envy, deceit that need to be owned, not denied, old entrenched patterns, right? Especially those that involve anger, fear, or sexuality, enslavement to material things. So the fact that we have old entrenched patterns there, that phrase itself is repeating itself. And we've been mentioning in word as well that we're dealing with something very, very, very old, very ancient. We're dealing with something very, 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 very ancient. Sometimes it is like we're too young for this, man. We are too young for this. Ugh. We're gonna be like 50 years old, feeling like we're freaking 100. Like we've already gone through all of our Saturn returns. Um, this sentence, major shadow issues, perversion, greed, envy, deceit that need to be owned, not denied. I was thinking today that this extends to the importance of sobriety. Um, specifically with regards to weed, there's something about the love and lightness that weed pulls you into that's actually not good for you. Or, okay, sorry, let me personalize this. It wasn't good for me because it drove me to accept everything, even the anger and the injustices and the things that I hated and the things that made me depressed. It pushed everything down, which is not good for needing to get a clear sense of, yes, exactly, very, very passive, sluggish, lazy, and unconcerned. She was right. Frank Ocean's mother was right. I'm going to read Judgment now. The messages are coming through clear, which I really love. We're getting straight to the point in this reading. And I also think that we're all on the same page. I think really what we need to get to the bottom of is how we can integrate everything and how we can actually embody it on a daily basis, even through the pain, and as we feel it through, like, what can we do moment to moment to tap into understanding that, justice is coming, judgment is here, we're supported, all is well. What can we do to hold that idea more consistently so that we can start living and seeing our dreams manifest? You know what I mean? It's almost like a sense of, like, what are we missing at this point? Like, why are things why are things still so difficult? Why are we not millionaires? Why? How come? More integration. Exactly. Thank you. Yeah, that's it. The interpretation of this card is rebirth, a new life, A call to make some fundamental change in your life, to let go all constraining considerations and reach for the heights, rising above adversity, attainment of some deep, long held ambition, surrendering to the divinity within you. Yeah. So we've got a lot of integrative work to do. I don't know how to. I really. Okay. I've been struggling to understand where the pockets of surrender are that I'm missing, because I can feel that I'm still missing something, but I've been struggling to understand what it is. And I suppose we can get into like the tools, the usuals, the yoga, the breathing, the stretching, the meditation, the prayer. We can get into all of that. But there's still something that's like in the way. I guess we have to wait out our process. In the consultation that I received, I also got that the the gogo who read for me pulled a card that spoke of surrendering to planetary changes, and to actually, the card suggested that I literally pray to the planets, which I don't understand conceptually, but I did try it, and I suppose we can keep trying it, to pray to the planets that are ruling over us. So I'm still deep within my Saturn return. So I guess I could pray to Saturn and ask for the lessons to be properly integrated. Because I guess that's how far the surrendering has to go. I guess it really comes down to the fact that there isn't anything more for us to do. And that's the point of surrender, to just let it happen. To let it happen. Um I really think that we've gotten everything that we need, that all the cards have fallen out that need to be spoken of. I'll shuffle for one more, and would like to offer this time, because I'm already feeling like I'm at the end of what I have to offer. So I would like to give the chance for anyone to ask questions. If you'd like for me to shuffle for you, I'm more than happy to shuffle and see what comes out, and we can collectively work through the things that we've been facing. Yeah. Pray or give offerings to surrendering to their lessons and influence. Give offerings. Mm. I'm sorry to read too much into this, but do you mean like actual offerings? Like like the way people set up altars and flowers and stuff? Do you mean like that? Or do you mean, because you're saying give offerings through surrendering? Oh, right. I'm sorry, I've read into that. I understand. Sorry. Thank you. I understand. Yeah, you're right. Hmm. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Right. Interesting. When I was sitting earlier and talking and preparing to shuffle, I'd randomly open the deck to just a random card to check, and this was the card that fell. So I think this is the overarching energy that we're dealing with at this point. The Seven of Cups, which traditionally speaks of illusions and working through them, and discernment, knowing what's real and what isn't. But I think the difference between what's real and what isn't is really just what resonates with you and what doesn't. The interpretation is opportunities, choices, avoiding decisions due to misunderstanding what is needed, the opportunity to review your dreams uh, impartially, and to follow the way that speaks most powerfully to you, not necessarily the most practical. Logic is not the best way to decide this question. Mm. Yeah. So it really just rounds up everything that I mentioned in this reading, that feelings are important, emotions are important. We have to feel through everything. If you are watching this, I mean, it's likely that you're watching this after the reading has been streamed, and if you're in a space where you are not yet sober, I highly recommend you get into it. Try to be as fully sober as possible for as long as possible so you can get to know yourself and you can get around to making proper decisions about how you want to live your life, because it's always been under our control. It's always been up to us. It's never been up to the rules that we see in society or the government or whatever. We've always been allowed to do whatever we want. Whatever we want. Like literally whatever you want. You can do anything you want. And any decision that you make will be absolutely 100% supported so long as your intentions are clear. And that's actually what's kind of scary. That's how the devil can win, because the devil has very clear intentions. So so we have to get as clear as this. We have to get as clear as this so that we can get around to uniting all levels of ourself and living in that truth, which I don't doubt is going to happen for all of us. It's a long time coming, man. It's a really long time coming. I don't know. I feel really tired. I feel really tired. And in the consultation that I was given, I was acknowledged for it, and I feel called to acknowledge. I feel called to let you know that your angels are acknowledging that within you too as well. That your exhaustion is not just yours. You're feeling tired for them as well. You're feeling tired for your ancestors and all members of your lineage who didn't really have the time to feel tired. All they could do was survive. So it's a lot. It's a lot. And I like how I mean, the sun's peeking out, right? The sun is there. And we've got an integration of light and dark, of light and dark that's happening here. We've got an integration of those worlds. And we're being fully supported. We really are all the time. It's just unfortunate because I'm always the world at the bottom of the deck. And I love how this card is represented by a woman's body, the universe. It's so beautiful. Um, I don't remember what sentence I was on, but I wanted to uh, relay the experience that I have where, and it's I think it's honestly twisted of God to do this, but I always get my answers immediately, my prayers immediately, like within an instant answered, or I get immediate universal communication when I'm at my absolute limit and I'm swearing at God and I'm swearing at my ancestors and I'm just like, give me an answer now. Tell me right now that I'm supported. They always come within an instant when I have that kind of, when I have that energy, that real force. They're always right there every time. And I guess that's a lesson within itself that we have to get clear. We need to get clearer and clearer and clearer until eventually we can get anything we want like this, which is definitely going to happen. That's what we're all working for. And it's so possible. And I hope you believe it's possible. I really do. So, yeah, that's all I have. That's all I have. Oh, but I did notice something else in these two cards that I'd like to point out too. It's cool that they fell out together as well. That in the devil card, you have these two individuals that are at the bottom, and then in this card you have them here again. With in the description of this is that the you've got the the mother, the father, and the child. You've got the whole full picture of um how can I describe this? I guess of the family unit that's there doing the work, rising above. So again, further confirmation that our victory, I mean, it's basically here, right? We are doing this. We're doing it. And we're working so hard and so well. We're working very hard and very well. And I'd read at first that this card is a card of self victimization that could imply that maybe we are the ones tying this rope. We are the ones tying ourselves to this pole. But looking at it again, I think it's more like we're the ones untying the rope. We're doing the work of untying it. We're getting there. We're getting there. Thank you. Exactly. They have. Yeah, they did. They said everything that needs to be said. I'd actually like to finish off then with this card. Yeah, we've got beautiful cards underneath. It's going to be okay. So I'd like to finish off with the interpretation of this card and then I'll close it off. And yeah, like I said, I'm more than happy to pull cards for you now. Or if you feel like you need a reading, feel free to DM. I mean, people keep asking me how much I charge for readings. I really don't feel called to charge anything. I'm really not there yet. And I don't really feel the need to care for money right now. I feel like I have way too much inner work to do. Um, I mean, yeah, I love money. I love all the material stuff, but man, I just have too much work to do. So I don't really want to think about money right now. So it's all of this to say it's all donation based. If you feel like sending me money, God bless you. Thank you. I'm always going to receive it, but I am really open and love doing these readings. So very excited to be doing them for free. So you'll let me know. The interpretation of this card is spiritual fulfillment and awareness. The successful completion of an important project that resonates on many different levels, a feeling of love and connection permeating your life, an end and a new beginning. So thank you. Thank you to everyone that tunes into these. I already feel more hopeful. Yeah, and like everything's going to be fine. Everything is already fine, right? We're safe. Everything's okay. We're safe to process, we're safe to cry. We're safe to be impulsive and make ridiculous decisions, even if it seems weird to you. Like this card said, logic is not the best way to just turn your brain off. Stop thinking. Just vibe. Just vibe out. Everything will be okay. Don't worry about making mistakes. Forgive yourself through everything. And I mean, I'm talking about being sober, even if you relapse, which is totally a thing. It's okay. It's okay, you know? It's fine. We're alive. We're safe. Everything's okay. I have such a deep love for everybody that shows up. Thank you all so much. I'm really, 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 really grateful for this interaction. I cannot explain how life giving showing up for these things is for me. So thank you. And I will see you whenever it is that I see you. God bless. We are so blessed. We are so blessed.